activities on what's called elapsed time. And I know you have done this with Miss Randolph and with Miss Johnson during your math classes, but who can tell me what elapsed time means? We did it together in some of our groups as well.
It's like elapsed time is time on a clock or
Okay.
digits.
It does have something to do with our clocks and our digits. What do you think, Monty?
Time that goes backwards.
It can go backwards. The rest of you think about what we did. What do you think it means for elapsed time? We can calculate it going forward, or we can calculate it going backwards.
Adding time to what time it is, and then figure out what time it is next.
Okay, you're on the right track. Give me a high five. Go ahead, one more, and then we're going to talk about it real quick.
Elapsed time, I think it is like when time, or when you have time, then you add more time onto it. Then
Okay.
you see what time it is at that point.
Okay. All great answers. I'm going to give you a little hint. Another word for elapsed is gone by, like how much time has gone by. So do you remember when we were doing activities together and we used our number line and we were drawing it out, how much time has gone by from one start time to the next? Okay, give me a thumbs up if you remember that at least a little bit. Good, that's what I like to hear. So what we're going to do today is I've created 6 different activities for you. Now, you do not need to do all 6, okay? The thing that's neat about this is you get to pick which activities you want to do, okay? So you have a bunch of different choices. So what I'm going to do is give you our checklist, and then I'm going to quickly go through all the different activities so you understand all the directions, and then I'm going to release you to the wild to work on your activities. You do have some small clocks in front of you. Those are to help you if you need it. If you think you can do it without it, I would suggest going back and double checking yourself using the clock to make sure you got the right answer, okay?
Yes.
All right, so here is your checklist. And I apologize, we only had pink and purple paper down here in the office where I am. Okay, so let's look at our first activity. I'm just gonna start on the top and we'll go through it. The first one says listening center. Listen to the problems on the CD player. Write your answers on the sheet provided. Now, every activity that I go over has some kind of answer sheet where you can write your answers. Now, I do have a CD I made of our listening center, but I thought because it's just a small group of us, we could just use my recorder. And I trust you that you're gonna take good care of my stuff. So the way this works, if you choose to come to the center, if it happens to be off, the on switch is here, you just slide it down, and then the words will come on the screen so you can see it's gearing up. The one you're going to listen to is the first one on there, so it says number 1 out of 3. You don't have to worry about the rest of them, you're just worrying about the first one. So I will hit play, which is my little triangle. It also says enter, but that's the play button. So when you are ready to do this center, if you need to work the volume, it's on the side, you'll just hit play.
Listen to the following 2 times.
Okay, and it will play what you're going to do. Now, if you choose to do the listening center, you're going to look at this paper, and it's called Time Flies, Where Did It Go? So, look back on your check sheet for just a minute. Do you see underneath the listening center where it's in bold, which means it's in a darker font? Those are the names of the activity sheets that go with each box. So if you're thinking, I forgot what listening center I'm supposed to be doing, you can look underneath and it'll give you the name of the sheet you should have in front of you. Okay, so our listening center directions say, write the 2 times that you hear, then write how much time has elapsed between the 2 times. If this were me doing the listening center, I would listen and write my 2 times for all 10, and then you can go back and figure out the elapsed time, okay? I am gonna allow you to work with a partner, because some of these activities do require you to work with a partner. Some you can do by yourself, so if you'd rather do it by yourself, that's completely up to you. But I think sometimes working with a buddy, they might be able to explain it in a way you understand better than Miss Landry. Not saying I don't explain it good, but sometimes we can explain and help each other. Okay, so here is our time activity. All right, middle one, computer center. Raise your hand if you know what iReady is. Okay, I have gone through on each of your accounts and added extra lessons so that you'll be working on time and elapsed time. So you guys know how to log in. We're gonna use this table of computers, and you may also use the table behind it to log in, okay? Make sure you put your headphones on so that you can hear everything and take your time. Don't rush through the little lesson. So that's another choice. Now, the third one, complete 25 jumping jacks. Have a friend time you with the timer. Then you're going to record, when it says record your number, that's how much time it took you to do those 25 jumping jacks. Marquine, would you read the next part?
Add 1 hour and 36 minutes to your time. What is your answer?
Okay, so however long it took you to do your 25 jumping jacks, now remember your partner's going to be hitting stop and start again. And I'll give you my phone with the timer on it if you want to try and do that. Then you're going to add the 1 hour and 36 minutes. So you're going to have to add some extra time on there and see how much time has elapsed and how much it would equal together. All right, so this one, as you can see on the bottom, does not have a bold worksheet where you're going to write your answers. You're just going to write it right here on in the box, okay? Now, dice extravaganza. All right, Larry, would you read the directions in that box?
Roll the dice and create a time. Record it on your dice sheet. Roll the dice one more time and create a time. Record your second time on your sheet.
Okay, so I have some dice here. This is your dice extravaganza, and I wrote the directions also on the sheet again, okay? You're going to roll 3 dice, create a time, put it on line 1. Roll again, put it on time 2, and then you have to tell me how much time has elapsed, okay? So if you're doing this, the first time that you make on your dice, you can actually build on your clock, and then when you get to your second time, you can use your clock as a manipulative or as a way to map it out. Now, what happens if my first time is 11:30 a.m. and the time I made up for the second one was 9:30 a.m.? Can I do that still? To find how much is elapsed from 11:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.? What would I need to do in order to do that?
Subtract.
You could subtract, great strategy. What else?
You can go back time.
Yes, you can go back. So you don't have to necessarily make up another time for your second time that's ahead. You can also go back and count backwards as well, because we've done that as well. And then you will do that 5 times, and then you're done with this one. All right, 2 more to go over, and then we're ready. Using the number cards, make 2 different times. Our number cards are in these wonderful baggies that our reading interventionist was so kind to lend me. That one is called Numbers Everywhere. So you're going to be doing the same kind of thing, except this time you're going to be pulling numbers out of the baggie. I made a work mat for you. So if you want to, oh, thank you, honey. If you want to lay the numbers on here, you can see that, okay? And it'll be something you can manipulate right in front of you with the number cards. So you are going to come up with 2 different times, record your times on the answer sheet, which is right here. So first time, second time, and then you're gonna write how much time it has elapsed or passed between the 2 of them. Okay? Questions on that activity? You guys are so quiet. All right, finally, we have a teacher, teacher toolbox activity, which is right here. Now, if you look in bold, it says Ready Center Activity. Everybody look up here. Do you see where it says Ready Center Activity? That's where you can see that this matches here. And again, I wrote a Ready Center Activity on this too. So let's look at our instructions here. Complete the center from our teacher toolbox with a partner. Now, these are the instructions. You're gonna take turns, choose a problem, use the number line to help you solve it, and your partner will check your work. The problems are on the back. They are word problems because we can always use help with word problems. This time it wants you to use another one of our strategies besides counting on and counting back to show me how you can do elapsed time on the number line. and use that as a way to help you figure out the answer, okay? There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 little problems for here, so when you are done, if you look back on your checklist, it says when you are finished, you may make up 3 elapsed time problems on your own and have a friend answer them. That's what this paper is for. So after you have practiced working on these problems, you are going to create your own problems and give them to a friend to try and solve. Now make sure you know what the answer is to your problems, because how are you going to be able to check their work if you don't already know what the answer is, okay? Questions. Now the nice thing is we can kind of spread out in here because we have the whole media center for a little while. So I am going to keep the activities up here. And as you guys are doing activities and working, I'm going to be coming around to kind of touch base and see how you're doing. So don't be afraid to raise your hand if you have any questions, and I will make my way over to you, okay? Let's talk real quick about our champs.